ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वस्य साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए, शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए। लीजिए हमको शरण में, हम सदाचारी बने, ब्रह्मचिंतक धर्म रक्षक वीर व्रतधारी बने। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। निंदा किसी की हम किसी से भूल कर भी ना करे, सत्य बोले झूठ त्यागे मेल आपस में करे। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। प्रेम से हम गुरुजनों की नित्य ही सेवा करें, दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा तेरे यश गाया करे। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए, दूर हमसे कीजिए। जानकी राम जय जय राम, जानकी राम जय जय राम, जानकी राम रघुकुल भूषण राजा राम, रघुकुल भूषण राजा राम। जय जय राम जानकी राम, जय जय राम जानकी राम। तापस रंजन तारक राम, तापस रंजन तारक नाम, दानव भंजन कोदंड राम, दानव भंजन कोदंड राम। जय जय राम जानकी राम, जय जय राम जानकी राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। उधर भी वॉर चल रहा है, इधर भी वॉर चल रहा है। दोनों जगह दिल्ली रैली में है। क्या करेंगे? Which was 40th, no? I have आज गीता लिखा है। कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्मा सनातनाः। धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत। विभवत्युत। Read. Read.
In the destruction of a family, the immemorial religious rights of that family perish. On the destruction of spirituality, impiety overcomes the whole family. Just as a storyteller comes to add new details each time he narrates the same old story, so too Arjuna seems to draw new inspiration from his foolishness, and each time his creative intelligence puts forth fresh arguments in support of his wrong philosophy. As soon as he finishes a stanza, he gets, as it were, a new lease of arguments to prattle and takes refuge behind their noise. He indicates here that when individual families are destroyed, along with them the religious traditions of the society will also end, and soon an era of impiety will be ushered in. Cultural experiments were the preoccupations of our forefathers, and they knew that the culture and tradition of each family was a unit of the total culture and integrity of the whole nation. Hence, the importance of the family dharma so seriously brought forth by Arjuna as an argument against this civil war.
Hmm. See, whatever good things said, but at an improper place, has no meaning. Whenever you have to tell something, you have to choose the right time, right place, right person, and the right situation. When you are in the battlefield, there is no point in telling this. It is like that. See, we have what is that? Philosophy told to others. No, wisdom told to others is philosophy. Wisdom told to others is philosophy, and philosophy told to one's own self is wisdom. है ना? दुसऱ्याला सांगितलं तर दुसरा सांगे तत्वज्ञान, स्वतः कोरडे पाषाण. असं नाही आहे ना. आणि दिस इज नॉट द राईट टाइम. कुलधर्म, कुलाचार, everything is good. In even here nowadays, we do our kuladharma kulachar na. We go to our kuldevi, we prostrate, we do the family puja, family tradition is going on. We do it. He said that will perish. Hmm. And the spirituality will go. And he's trying to tell what in beautiful language, flowery language to Krishna. Say how we are going to wrong. You just tell that just abandon this yuddha, this war. Take back the army. हम चाहिए नहीं है. He just wants once. But Krishna, even though he's telling us something good, he's just sitting there unperturbed. Just like that. सिद्ध प्रज्ञासारखं बसलं. काय नाही, ठीक आहे, बोल बाबा, तुला काय बोलायचं बोल. है ना? त्यामुळे therefore Arjuna seems to draw inspiration from his foolishness. And each time his creative intelligence. And see, just correlate Arjuna to our own minds. Whenever we don't want to do something, how much reasons we give? Simple thing. Tomorrow we have got what is that? Alumni meet. Ravi ने अभी phone किया रहेगा. How many arguments and how many reasons you must have got? क्यों नहीं आ सकते? क्या है? अरे मेरा ये है, अरे मेरा जिसको आने का ना वो कैसे. हमारे स्वामी जी बोलते थे पुरुषोत्तम, ज्याला यायचं ना तो कसा येतो, आणि ज्याला यायचं नसेल ना तुम्ही त्याला काय डोकं फोडलं तरी येणार नाही. कारण पुणेरी भाषा ते काय बघू बघू म्हटलं की 100% येणार नाही. देखेंगे आने वाले के आप भी नहीं बोल सकते सर, देखेंगे देखेंगे बोलते खरंच. And it all everything I mean off the record, we not concerned to this. It is all related to priority. What priority given we given in life, that is more important. पैशाला दिलं, त्याला दिलं, सगळं सोडून जेव्हा सर्व काय म्हणतात, सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य, सगळे धर्मांचं तुम्ही त्याग करून जेव्हा माझ्याकडे येता, सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणं व्रज, अहम त्वा सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षम इच्छामि मां शुचः. सगळं when you leave everything and you come to me, that time I will grant you what you want. You can't have everything at one time. त्याग करायलाच पाहिजे. त्यामुळे when you sacrifice something, you will get something. Similarly, here when we are devoting our time to our Bhagavad Gita, we should constantly be in touch with it, read it, reflect upon it. श्रवण मनन निधिध्यासन तिन्ही आवश्यक आहे. अच्छा, this is Arjuna's disease, so I don't want you to go through it a lot of time. But as the Bhagavad Gita progresses from second chapter, we'll have to reflect upon it, at what Krishna has told us. Okay? हाँ रमाकांत हरिओम.
Hari Om, Hari.
So therefore, he says cultural. I'll tell you an example. A Warkari was going through his wari, and someone just casually asked him, "क्या बाबा किती वर्ष वारी करताय?" Proudly, what did he say? आमची 8वी पिढी आहे, आम्ही वारीला जातो. He didn't say I'm this my 10th year, 15th year. He's saying my 8 generations are in wari. How much proud is feeling, and what does it show? That we all cultural traditions which we have got from our forefathers, we continue it. That continues, but that is all said and done. This is not the right place and right time to tell this. खूप छान गोष्टी आहे, पण कुठे सांगायचं लिमिट आहे ना. वासांच्या जीर्णाने यथा व्याया, शरीर येतं जात असतं. आता त्या if you go and tell this to the person, that wife of that person who was shot dead in Pelgam, it is not worth there. It's not worth. आम्ही आता गीता शिकवणार आहे तुम्हाला. गीतात खूप चांगलं सांगितलंय. शरीर येत असतं जात असतं, त्याला काय तुम्ही जाऊ दे, ठीक आहे गेले, असं नाही रे बाबा. खूप चांगलं असतं तर त्यात योग्य ठिकाण नाही येते, योग्य परिस्थिती नाहीये, योग्य व्यक्ती नाहीये. The proper person, proper situation, proper time, everything should be dealt with properly. है ना? म्हणून आपण सांगायचं तेव्हा विचार करा 2 वेळा. आपण कोणाला फिलॉसॉफी सांगतोय? That should be always think before you preach. As I will tell you, as far as possible, don't try to preach. उपयोग काही नसतो. एव्हरीवन हॅज बॉट हिज ओन वासना. ईश्वर बघून घेईल ना काय करायचं. आपण कोण आले मध्ये टिकोजीराव? We should see that as far as possible, am I progressing day by day? माझी प्रगती होते काय? And that is directly proportional to the peace of mind which is there with you. Whether if you want to test yourself ना, just see how much you are at peace. आपलं मन किती शांत राहतंय. रात्री झोपल्यावर किती विचार येतात, कसले विचार येतात, कुठल्या वासना प्रिडॉमिनंट आहे, आणि त्याचा उपयोग आहे का काही. थिंक and slowly reduce the vasanas, either by sublimation or by eradication or by fulfillment. Finish it off. काल एक महात्म्याचं बघत होतं, म्हणे वासना आता किती, म्हणे त्याचं नाव चैतन्याला माहिती, आता मला आठवत नाही. ते राधे राधे करतात त्याचं नाव. काय माहिती? Permanand. He's for the last 20 years, both kidneys are not functioning. He's on dialysis for the last 20 years. He's saying, I'm not functioning on these petty medicines. This is a divine power which is keeping me alive, because from last so many births, my karma is that I have to fulfill, that has to be gone. This is my last birth. तो जो शरीर को पीड़ा है, वो तो भोग के छोड़ना है. आज नहीं तो कल जाना है, उसको क्या ले करना है? If you think in that way, see this so such statements give us inspiration. काही भोग झाले ना, तर आपल्या मागच्यांचं आपलं भोग we are finishing it off. Let us decide, collectively and firmly that let this birth be our last birth. And for that, whatever we have to do, we'll do it. किती दिवस करायचं रे? पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम पुनरपि जननी जेथे जेथे देश आहे ना, सारखं तेच करायचंय का? असं वाटत नाही का? ते आमचे एक बाबाजी होते, 96 years old, that company नेहरू हॉल, ते रडले, मुझे मेरे को इतना खराब लगता है कि आप इतने संसारी, आपको कभी लगता नहीं भगवान के दर्शन हो, कभी लगता नहीं भगवान के नाम लोगे, ये गंदी गंदी दुनिया में कितने दिन रहने वाले? मैं मुझे रोना आता है आप सबके ये देख के, कृपा करके मैंने भगवान का नाम लो. 96 ओल्ड म्हणे मी अभी म्हणाले माझा वय आता 96 आहे. आय हॅव गॉन थ्रू एव्हरीथिंग. आय विल टेल यू दॅट नथिंग यू कॅन नेव्हर गेट हॅपीनेस in this fleeting ephemeral world. We think we are getting happiness, but it is just a like what is it, mirage or hallucination. वाटतं आपल्याला सुख आहे, सुख सुख म्हणतात दुःख ठाकून आले म्हणतात रामदास स्वामी. त्यामुळे ह्याच्यात जातोय आपण, पण लेटेस्ट सी अर्जुना डिझीज इज ओके, बट लेटेस्ट ऑल्सो लर्न फ्रॉम इट, की आम्हाला कुठे काय बोलायचंय, काय करायचंय. आज सत्सद, दॅट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ द डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इंटेलेक्ट, है ना. कंटिन्यू. तर मलाच पगार मिळेल. मग वाच ना रवी, वाचलं चालेल, माझ्याकडे पुस्तक मी आहे. हं.
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलश्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टा स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः. By the
दीड शंभर.
prevalence, okay, somebody
हं.
else, yeah.
कोण राजीव वाचतो?
हाँ सर.
बरोबर.
By the prevalence of impurity, O Krishna, the women of the family become corrupt, and who being corrupted, O descendant of the Vrishni clan, there arises intermingling of caste, Varna Samskar.
काय कसं डोकं चालतं ना, सी हाऊ द युअर माइंड गोज ना. काय will the woman will, there will be widows and they'll be corrupt and they'll go to somebody else, and then this is, and I will be blamed for this because so he's taking, काय गंमत आहे माहिती आहे का याच्यात, he's taking everything to himself, that he has it is a foregone conclusion that he's going to win. I have not lost my battle. This is ego आलाय बघ, अहंकार आलाय कुठे की I am going to win this battle and this all these ladies are going to become widows. Has already come to a conclusion. आणि ज्यावेळेला अहंकार येतो त्यावेळेला तुमचं पतन आणि तुमचं नाश निश्चित आहे. मग कृष्ण म्हणतो लेट ऑल द डर्ट कम आउट अँड देन आय विल टेलिंग व्हॉट टू डू. कंटिन्यू.
Continuing the argument in the previous verse, Partha declares the consequences that will follow when the true moral integrity of the families is destroyed. Slowly, the morality in the society will wane, and there will be an admixture of castes. Caste is a word which, in its perverted meaning, has recently come in for a lot of criticism from the educated, and they, no doubt, are all justified. If caste in reality meant what we understand it to be in our society today, but what we witness around us in the name of caste is the ugly decadence into which the Hindu way of living has fallen. Caste in those days was conceived of as an intelligent division of the available manpower in the community on the basis of intellectual and mental capacities of the individual. Those who were intellectuals and had a passion for research and study were styled Brahmins. Those who had political ambitions for leadership and took upon themselves the risky art of maintaining peace and plenty and saving the country from internal and external aggressions were called the Kshatriyas. Those who served the community through agriculture and trade were the Vaishyas. And lastly, all those who did not fall in any of the above categories were styled as Sudras, whose duties in society was service and labor. Our modern social workers and officials, agricultural and industrial laborers all must fall under this noble category. In the largest scope of its implication, when we thus understand the caste system, it is the same as today's professional groups. Therefore, when they talk so seriously about the inadvisability of admixture of the caste, they only mean what we already know to be true in our own social pattern. An engineer in charge of a hospital and working in the operation theatre as a doctor would be a social danger, as much as a doctor would be if he is appointed as an officer for planning, guiding, and executing a hydroelectric scheme. When the general morality of society has decayed, the young men and women, blinded by uncontrolled passion, start mingling without restraint. And lust knows no logic and cares least for better evolution or better culture. There will be thereafter unhealthy intermingling of incompatible cultural traits.
So true today. This was written 55 years back. 55 years back. But you can see the what Gurudev says now. And in the society with the young people around working or having a off weekday, Saturday, Sunday छुट्टी है मजा करो दारू पियो कुछ भी करो no moral and ethical standards. You see this and Gurudev had pictured it how many 55 years back 55 1970 का बुक है तो 55 years old है ना बाकी अर्जुन को तो ठीक है अभी क्या बोल रहा है उसको using all sort of logic who will become corrupt and then what will remain and I don't want to be a part of that. I have to uphold the morality of the society. अभी सो जाए क्या see these thoughts are good no doubt but not on the battlefield na. You should have thought before entering into all this when you challenge the Duryodhana and you send Krishna as your Duta to come to some sort of a compromise. That time you should have thought कि बाबा नको आपल्याला I don't want to ठीक है. But now after everything has been done and then you say I don't want that is foolishness. It's like a child who has done his exams, everything has done. He's worn his uniform, he's about to go to school. And the last moment he said, no, I don't want to, mommy, I don't want to go to exam. I'm not prepared that I have not prepared up to the mark. And if I get less mark, then you'll become sad. And daddy will also become sad. I don't want to make her sad. Next year I will study hard and come back. It's as foolish as that the child saying and this Arjuna saying. And giving wrong reasoning also. आपण आपल्याला बघा ना आपल्या आयुष्यात पण आपण किती वेळा किती चुकीचं करतो काय काय गोष्टी खूप वेळा आणि त्या जस्टिफाय कसं करतो बघ छान इंटेलेक्च्युअल जस्टिफिकेशन असतं आपलं डोंट यू थिंक सो and simple question also आता it is an awkward question for me and you also but I'll ask how many of you all are continue with japa
I
one two
Started
three
by
I'm doing, sir.
sorry
I'm doing.
okay how many 5 6 okay for those who are not doing कोणीच नाहीये everyone is doing अच्छा I have fallen flat on the face good sometimes I like that है ना also everyone has raised their hand very good अरे it is a surprise for me a pleasant surprise good good and see if it was not there then अच्छा पण 10 मिनिटं कोण दगडोय बसून बसते आता सांग आता गंमत 10 minutes how many years people are sitting आता कुठे हात वर
I'm
करा
sitting. I'm sitting, sir.
you are sitting one place one person I will ask now one by one Namakant why are you sitting why are you not sitting
Yes, sometimes I sit, but
no no
I
but
try to keep myself occupied in doing some activity, so it's not possible. I have to
okay
start fresh.
this is Arjuna justification है ना Ravi why are you not sitting देख ना कैसा I am not see it is immaterial you are not sitting how justifications come and try to tell you Archana why you are not sitting I don't
No
get time
reason,
sir
sir.
I got school no sir मेरा घर पे करना रहता है घर का सब करना रहता है ना गंमत बघा अशी अर्जुना वेगळा नाहीये Arjuna is not someone different from us we are all are Arjunas and we are in life trying to fight this battle in this samsara, and then we are having so many problems, and then we try to justify it. Okay, how I'm right. ह्याच्या उत्तर काय पाहिजे माहिती का? आय एम लेझी, आय एम नॉट फाइंडिंग टाइम, सॉरी, नेक्स्ट टाइम आय विल ट्राय अँड आय विल सिट फॉर नेक्स्ट टाइम, बस. दॅट इज द फिनिश, दॅट्स एंड्स अ मॅटर. बट आपण वी ट्राय टू जस्टिफाय, असं नसतं. यु नो व्हॉट, समटाइम्स यु नो व्हॉट हॅपन्स नेक्स्ट टाइम, समटाइम्स त्याचं नाही है ना. गंमत आहे सी. म्हणून व्हॉट आय एम ट्राइंग टू कोरिलेटेड. आय डोंट ट्राय टू थिंक दॅट भगवद्गीता समथिंग डिफरंट, Arjuna someone different, and that Arjuna is being told by Krishna something, and that we are reading like a story. It is our practical. It is a manual of self unfoldment म्हटले. Practical lessons to give for us in a day to day life. Okay. In fact, we should have studied Gita earlier and then gone to Narvakti Sutta. It would have been better. मजा आली असती. Anyway, ठीक आहे, देव ईश्वराची इच्छा असेल. हम्म. त्यामुळे वर्ण then this everyone knows that Brahman Kshatriya. We are in Chinmay for so many years. Now, I need not tell you who is the Brahmin, who is the Kshatriya, who is the Vaishya, who is the Shudra. Everyone knows it is not on the based on your birth, but it is based on your work. है ना. Intellectual people are Brahmins. है ना. Vaishya, those who are in into business are Vaishyas. Those who are into army or those are Kshatriyas. Protection, police and all. And the rest of them are the labor class. But ठीक है. And therefore it says, आता हे last one, it was really a surprise, you know. When the general morality of the society has decayed, the young and men and women, blinded by their uncontrolled passions, start mingling without restraint. He observed this in the US that time. की असं चाललंय, and that slowly after 50 years percolated it in our society now. They don't feel ashamed. I mean, last 2 3 weeks I came across 3 4 incidents. The father is coming and telling me the child that the daughter is staying with somebody else, the son is staying with somebody else, and now they have left that living relationship, and now they are going to marry with different somebody else. So that is, you know what, stupidity, and you know your काय म्हणतात, immoral things, and you are cheating the other person before marriage only. चुकीचं आहे ना. So that is why this has come out, because your passions, your vasanas, your desires, there is no control on it. The first step toward, if you have to go, progress in spirituality is sealing on desires. There should
No,
be a
the external influence is so much that there's no morality left, right? Like it's just
no, Nishkal, I
can't
will
trust
not blame.
people now. That's the
No, I
problem.
will not blame the children. I will blame the parents.
Yeah.
If the
No, but the
parents
trust is
इतके
also so
संस्कार
not
पक्का
there.
असेल ना, संस्कार
Mm.
पक्का असेल ना, काही होत नाही ग. You see so many children. I'll tell you about good children also. I've told you about the other side. Now see about good children. There are so many boys and girls which I know. I said no. They are working in IT companies. They are working somewhere. But then they say we don't drink. When our friends go, we said we will not. We are not on that of that category. I'm not drinking. And reason says my parents will feel bad. I don't. And because my parents are raised from childhood to this age, I don't want to hurt my parents. ऐसे भी है. आपले संस्कार पण अवलंबून आहे.
But that number
External
of
factors,
people are limited now. Like it's getting reduced.
yeah, absolutely. That's the tragedy of our society now. I don't know what will happen after 50 years. We are blindly imitating the West. That is the problem. British have shown us only this. I mean, this path. We have to imitate. We are somebody inferior, and they are somebody superior, and we have to imitate them. ते फाटके जीन 2 4 4 5 5 6 हजारचे घालतात. दिस इज द क्लोज. इकडनं फाटले, तिकडनं फाटले, आणि परत पैसे पण द्यायचे फाटके कपडे घालून. दरिद्रता आहे, दरिद्रता. फाटके कपडे घालणं आपलं दारिद्र्य म्हटलेलं आहे, आणि मुद्दाम फाडतात आणि घालतात कपडे जे जीन फाटली. यू सी द स्टाईल ऑफ देअर क्लोज, व्हॉट दे आर डुईंग, काय करतायत काय नाही. द 15 16 year old गर्ल्स स्टँडिंग इन द कॉर्नर अँड स्मोकिंग. हाऊ बॅड इट इज. Their parents have left them from their native place to study in Pune, and you go and stand in corners of Hinjawadi or what is that, Koregaon Park or Viman Nagar, Kalyani Nagar, where the IT hub is there. Just see there. Just observe. काय चाललेलं आहे काय नाही. And then if this is not to be happen, I should make my sanskaras to my children firm as a banyan tree. But those roots will be so firm that he or she will not even think of doing something bad. है ना?
One thing is, if Arjuna had these questions before he came to the battlefield, like you mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
then it would it have been a different story then? Like why
Absolutely. That's
why
what that's
didn't
what
he? Yeah.
what I told you previously, that if these questions had come to his mind before coming on the negotiating table, or before
On the
challenging
battlefield.
Duryodhana for a war, those would have that would have been pertinent. I mean, proper. But after, it's like I'm me asking Gandhi Maharaj that I've come taken up to advocacy and I don't want to be an advocate now. मला कंटाळा आला म्हणजे सगळी खोटं बोलायला लागतं, सगळे चोर चोर डाकू सगळेच निगेटिव्ह पर्सनॅलिटी आणि आय गेट ड्रेन्ड अप बाय इव्हनिंग. जर वकील साहेब हे तुम्ही आधी विचार करायला पाहिजे होता. आता तुम्ही अर्धी नदी पोहून गेलाय, आता अर्धी पोहायचं पुढे जायलाच पाहिजे, मागे येऊन पण तेवढंच पोहायला लागणार आहे. नाउ देयर इज नो पॉइंट, यू आर इन द सेंटर ऑफ द रिव्हर. Either you have to swim back, come back all the way with the same efforts, or put efforts and go to the other side. Find a way out.
Once you're on the path, then continue with it, not
Yeah,
backtrack again.
like Gurudev told us, no, think for 10,000 times. But once you come to a conclusion, stick to it. Think, go on thinking. Thinking is not a problem. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? Do it? Should I not do it? But once you come, whether it is wrong or right, that then you have that strength to bear it. है ना? Like a girl finding it difficult to select a boy for as a husband. She thinks, and then on fine day she said, "Dawaj, after that it's okay." But when you are accepted it, then after marriage, don't you know what complain. अरे यार खाली शादी से क्या वो दूसरा वाला अच्छा था. I said then that is bad. Then your samsar will become a mess. Your hmm? Anyone else? दिव्या का गेस्ट अपीयरेंस हो गया.
मैं बोलने वाली थी और आके गया करके।
Now in
सोचा
what?
सा दर्शन दे दूं थोड़ा ताकि ऑरा बढ़ जाए सबका।
अच्छा अच्छा, थैंक यू थैंक यू. कौन बोल रहा था?
तो मैं बोल रहा था अभी के भी सिचुएशन में
हाँ,
the situation has become so grave that now we as a country also want that punishment to happen whoever has done that wrong thing. And at this
yeah.
point if we start thinking like Arjuna that we'll also be
There
inhumans.
are stupid people in our
Ah,
country. I've got the statements.
yes, that is there, but
Yeah.
as the government of India, if government gives this kind of a reasoning that we will not be that inhuman by killing them or by
नाही
doing
नाही,
anything.
नॉन व्हायलन्स आहे, काय जातं
Ha,
चार चार
that
फक्त 22 लोक मिळेल, आपली लोकसंख्या एक
correct.
140 बिलियन आहे. 22 लोक केले तर काय फरक पडतंय? असं नाही येणार आहे.
Hmm.
इनोसेंट पीपल आहे. Therefore he's saying that the strong leadership is a,
Leadership is a one could have been from our family also if we had gone.
yeah, yeah,
If
then
people thought from that point of view, then they will not say that, no?
absolutely.
But yes, the people who now in the armed forces also people are dreading war. Why? Because our government is such that the rules after that, those who die in the war, they die. Afterward, the families that suffer after them is a big problem for
Problem.
them to sustain also. So that's the reason why people in the forces are a war. Our families, there are some families, not only Jawan's families and all in Rajouri, Punch. Our own unit is in Rajouri,
हाँ,
Nagrota. सो देन दे आर ऑल्सो फीलिंग नो कि अरे वॉर 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 सब अपनी जगह पे बैठ के वॉर की बात कर रहे हैं बट एक्चुअल वॉर जब होता है तो कौन फेस करता है इनमें से कोई एक आता है क्या
नहीं है.
नहीं है ये उनमें है बट जो ये बोल रहे हैं ना कि 22 लोगों को मारा है छोड़ देना चाहिए अपना घर का कोई होता तो खून नहीं खोलता
नहीं है.
नहीं
That's not.
दैट्स नॉट
Even if we get something happens to us, we get so angry. है ना, एक खड्डे में खड्डा था, उसमें से पैर फिसल गया तो वी स्टार्ट ब्लेमिंग द कॉर्पोरेशन, गवर्नमेंट, ऑफिसर्स, एवरीबॉडी. मेरी गलती नहीं थी और मेरा पैर फिसल गया इधर इसके खड्डे की तरफ. But here so because not 22, actually 32 people died. I by mistake I said 22. 32 people have died. Now 28 were on
28
official.
on
Sir, in
official.
a simple admission process, if a person who's got less percentage than us gets a better seat than us, don't we
Mm-hmm.
crib?
Yeah.
Yeah.
वहां किसी की जान गई है रिलीजन के नाम पे.
Okay.
And the intent
And the
is what
intent is what
is
is
Exactly.
hurting us.
hurting us.
Like,
Like,
like
But
the intention, like with what I think I'm hearing double voices somehow.
या अर्चना से डबल वॉइस हो रहा है. अर्चना शायद स्पीकर पे डाला है. उससे होता है.
Like cruelty, like with what intention that person has
अरे
done. Even if the
क्या
numbers are
what
less, yeah, it's so
terrorists
sad.
are terrorists are what intention there? They are mad people. We are fanatic people which with wrong upbringing and wrong ideas and wrong ideologies. They think everyone other than the religion are kafirs. And if we destroy kafirs, will be will get what will be getting heaven and all the pleasures in the heaven. And they have been taught that way in their mother essence, brainwashed. क्या करेंगे अभी? This is the thing which I don't know how God will do it. अपने से तो होने वाला नहीं है कुछ. And you see in every place there are all these infiltrators. This such fanatics are there in Pune also. If you go to Kondwa
go to
region,
Kondwa region.
Sir, that's what somebody said. No, Pakistan shares their borders with few more countries. Does this happen there? No.
no,
It is our own people who let them down,
yeah,
who let them do all this. There was no security for these people who went over there. So
no,
our own localites in Kashmir helped them.
yeah.
Yeah.
We lost.
So
Sir, it's a very
it's a
simple
very
thing.
simple.
Extremism in any
अर्चना
religion
आवाज
is
बंद कर.
bad.
अर्चना हाँ बोल रही है.
Extremism in any religion is bad, be it RSS or be it Muslims, be it
ए
Christians.
आरएसएस बिजनेस कुछ बोल मत.
नहीं sir, I'm
Extremism
telling you,
नहीं नहीं
extremism.
आरएसएस में I am a strong RSS follower. There is no extremism in RSS at all.
Okay, sorry,
Uh,
but
uh,
extremism in
uh,
any form is
yeah.
very bad. And secondly, कृष्णा I mean भगवत गीता में भी एक जगह पे ऐसे आया है कि जब अपने ही लोग there are traitors within ourselves, like Archana said कि अपने we ourselves are defending those people who have committed this act. So when we ourselves do not know what is right and what is wrong, there is no point in going and telling about any other religion, because we don't know about our own.
मतलब भगवत गीतेत कुठे हा श्लोक आहे सांग बरं.
सर मेरे को पार्वती अम्मा ने ये बताया, इट कम्स लेटर ऑन आफ्टर 6th and 7th chapter.
Okay, we'll see. When
Yes.
it comes, we'll see. But I don't agree with it at all. The simple reason is that those people who have died were innocent people, and our any religion, our Hindu religion, if you take, we never teach violence. Never do we teach violence.
I'm not saying that we are teaching violence. I'm saying that we misinterpret what our scriptures are telling us. Like for now, the verse of Karmanyavadhikarasya, I believe that that is the most widely misunderstood and misinterpreted stanza of Bhagavad Gita
अरे
by
but
anyone
अरे
and
oh,
everyone.
that apart, Divya, we are discussing. Don't feel bad, na? This we're discussing.
No, no, it's
Okay,
okay.
yeah. See, now you are telling of violence. And we are speaking on violence. Speak on violence only. Where in our scriptures is violence, prescribed?
Violence
Hindu,
is not
so then
violence
that
in the sense we have to pick up the shastra when it is needed. Otherwise, we have not done it. No,
absolutely, yeah.
that's
So
exactly what I'm
then
trying to
then
say.
then you are saying that extremism in the religion is bad. It is not. Extremism in Hinduism is not there at all. If there are some people, there are some fanatics or there are some specimens who do that, I agree that those people are bad or those people are should be thrown out. But as a whole, you can't blame the entire community. No, some people in the you are saying in the religion extremism is bad, but in our religion extremism is not at all there. In Christianity, it is not there. In Judaism, it is not. What to say, it is not there. Oh, Hamas को मारे, why they are killing the Hamas or those people there? Because they are attacking them, and we have got the full right of protecting our own selves in it.
We have. I'm not saying
तू
that.
मग देन उद्या तुझ्या घरावर कोणीतरी हल्ला केला, तू काय गप बसणार आहे का? आमच्या हिंदूमध्ये नॉन हिंदू सांगितलं, तू दोन थप्पड मारणारच का नाही त्याला?
I will.
Then simple. We are going to the same thing. We have attacked us now. It is our time to retaliate. Come what may. And as Archana says, there will be pros and cons of war. 100%. People will die. There will be so many families. We will have to face that. But once for all, this poison will go out of the society. No? Think.
That is what we always call as constructive destruction. जैसे हम we call Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, we always consider one as the creator, one as the sustainer, and one as the destructor.
Yeah.
So this thought process that we are going on, we are actually trying to kill those thought process and not to get it. So in on a similar way, when if you talk about violence, so if your child does something bad, you will not go and preach. First response that we do is we hit it.
Hmm.
That hitting is for the thing that thing a person has done, and not for the aggression of that person कि मतलब मेरे को मेरे बेटे को मारना ही है. It is for the intention and the
Well,
way. So in this case if we
well-being of the
consider,
child. Well-being of the child. Yeah.
yeah, in this case if we consider what they have done is very inhumane, and what you say napunsak bol sakte.
Huh.
So for the such situation there should be a hit back, and we are doing it in a constructive way. We are not going and
Absolutely.
directly blasting anybody as the way people in Balochistan have done to people of Pakistan. We
Yeah.
are same people, and that is what Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma preaches. You think twice between doing, but when you hit it so hard that the person will not look you back.
Yeah.
So
So,
that is what we are thinking. We do not react, but we respond in a systematic way. We are
yeah.
not talking about extreme violence or extremism to a greater extent, but when things go out of hand there should be a prick at some point of time, but that prick would be of that of an ant or that of a sword or that of something else.
Hmm.
That depends upon the matlab, extremism of the crime or something. So at each level, within our thought process also we should get that being an Hindu and being in a community where we have Muslims around, we are not actually thinking that every Muslim is wrong, but uh, we are being targeted is for sure. We
Yeah,
have
and
seen
that
it
say
throughout
passive,
our
passive,
community.
passive philosophy or passive philosophy is already bad. No, you have to be active,
Yes, it's always
proactive.
that. So some point we have to prove our existence ki we will not tolerate this.
Yeah.
So we are not provoking violence, but we are not the
No,
one who will always be
we are
saying no. Is
retaliating to
what.
the violence done. No,
Yes, yes. We should
then
not.
you
So
just,
that is what
if I
that thinking
imagine
is not extremism,
hundred,
is what I feel.
then hundreds of people without any weapon are they're enjoying their holidays, and someone with AK-47 comes and shoots them down. He asks them whether you're a Hindu or something. He checks them and then they kills them. How inhuman it is.
No, not only
Barbaric.
shooting, demeaning their
Yeah,
existence also.
yeah,
Demeaning their
barbaric.
existence, demeaning somebody's faith.
Yeah.
It is on a whole. It is a hit on somebody, on the entire country, not only those
And,
26 people,
and,
the entire country.
then to say that we'll keep quiet and non-violence is that is it is foolishness. If it is this is the not right that if this is not the right time, when is it? As a nation, we have to come together. And there are some specimens in our political parties also who are saying this is not the right to understand. You are stopping water. Whatever one Shankaracharya said, how can you stop water? It is inhuman. And then when you are killing people, it is not inhuman. हाँ शंकराचार्य कौन निश्चलानंद म्हणून कोण रे यूपी का is not a Shankaracharya actually but he called himself a Shankaracharya. He's saying how can that be? We have to that some point we have to be aggressive. And to me, Atta, if you don't be at later at a point, our next generation will curse us, and then there is no point in repenting later. So this is we have to be very strong at the some places. Okay, continue. Well, I wanted to finish this,
I'll
but
read.
this is not. Read it.
Sankaro narakayaiva कुलघ्नानां कुलस्य च पतन्ति पितरो हेषां लुप्तपिण्डोदकक्रियः. Confusion of castes leads the slayer of the family to hell, for their forefathers fall deprived of the offerings pinda, rice ball, and water libations. The argument is still continued, and Arjuna points out the consequences of caste admixture. When confusion of caste has taken place, both outside in a moral life of true discipline and in one's own inner temperament, then the family tradition gets flouted and ruined. In the context of our discourses, we must understand that to the dead, it is the bread and water to it is bread and water to see that their survivors maintain and continue the cultural purity that they themselves had so laboriously cultivated and inculcated into the minds of their children. In case the society squanders away its culture, so laboriously built up as a result of the slow blossoming of the social values of life through generations of careful cultivation, we will be insulting the very labors of our ancestors. It is attractive and poetic indeed to conceive of the dead as watching over their survivors and observing their ways of living from the balcony of their heavenly abode. It would certainly be as painful as the pains of hunger and thirst to them if they were to find that their survivors were deliberately making a jungle of their laboriously laid gardens. Understood. Thus, the entire stanza appears to be very appropriate. Each generation passes down the torch of its culture to the next generation, its children, and it is for them to preserve, tend, and nourish that torch and hand it over carefully to the succeeding generation, if not more, at least no less bright than when they got it. In India, the sages discovered and initiated a culture that is spiritual, and this spiritual culture is maintained and worked out through religious practices, and therefore, culture and religion are to the Hindu one and the same. Very rarely we find any mention of the term culture as such in our ancient literature. More often, we meet with the insistence on the mention of our religious practices. In fact, the Hindu religion is a technique by which this spiritual culture can be maintained and worked out in the community. Therefore, we find in these stanzas and in similar contexts always an enthusiastic emphasis upon the religious life, whether it be in the family or in the society. Dharma comprises those divine values of life by living which we manifest more and more essential spiritual being in us. Family dharma, kula dharma, is thus nothing but the rules of living, thinking, and acting in a united, well planned family. By strictly following these rules, we soon come to learn in the prayer rooms of our houses, of our homes, how to live as better citizens of the Aryan culture.
Yeah. Good. अर्चना आवाज बंद
Arjuna,
करो.
आवाज बंद.
Hmm. What did you follow by this? As I was telling you, कि when we see the degradation of the generations which are the present generation is happening in the society, it is not the children or the people have to blame, but the blame should go to the parents because they have not inculcated the right values to the children. Kajal, if you see so many parents, right, in the society, the children are staying in some US or somewhere outside abroad, and the parents are lamenting is staying alone at the age of 80, 85, 75, say 90, and no one to take care of them. They are sending them money, but what at that age, money has no value. But then, who was to be blamed? The parents, because as a children they had inscribed on them their minds that money is very important, you have to have money, बाकी सब झूठ है, पैसा है तो सब चलता है. And then when they came to that standard, then what happened? Then they think that the money is only important, parents, and ठीक है, they will manage now what to do. And this what to do attitude has been a curse to the old people here. So you see hundreds of old age homes now, hundreds, not when we were children, there are hardly about 10 or 15. But there are hundreds all over the city. In Pune, I'm telling you, I don't know about abroad. 45,000, 40,000, 35,000, 65,000, one place, 1,15,000 per month, huh? And they take care of the parent who is old person. का होतं आहे असं की आपण चुकलं सिमिलरली देन वी शुड आपलं व्हॉट इज देअर इन हँड वी शुड नॉट मेक द सेम मिस्टेक. ये अग्रीड Money is important. Money, but money is not as important, so important compared to your near and dear ones. है ना? Money can give you comforts, but money can't give you permanent happiness. Money can give you what little bit of you can purchase whatever you want, but a guidance, love, affection of your parent, blessings, that money can't give you. I've sent my mother and father 2 lakh rupees a month, and they're very happy. And once on every Wednesday, I call them, give them a video call. ये क्या है? Therefore, it is saying that this laboriously what we have done up till now, our culture should, if we have sustained, then group चल रहा है महाराज. Hmm. So if it has to continue, then we have to be what precautions we have to take is in our hands now. If this culture has to continue, we have to also inculcate those cultures on the child. Then the next generation will be stronger. खंड नाही म्हणायचं आहे मुलांना आपल्या. They should be able to fight out when they see injustice. आपल्याला काय करायचंय म्हणून दे जाऊ दे असं नाही आहे ऍटिट्यूड है ना. And those culture and those values have been taught will be got from the lives of great people like Shivaji Maharaj, Rana Pratap, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, संत महात्मे सगळ्यांचे आयुष्यात तर तुम्हाला त्याच्यात स्फूर्ती मिळेल ना. You'll get inspiration from them, the freedom fighters. सावरकरनं काय अडलं होतं एवढं जमीन तितकं उडी मारून तितकं 27 वर्ष राहिला. काय पडे शिक्षा भोगून आले. You get inspiration from how much love he had from the nation. है ना. नेशन फर्स्ट जननी मातृभूमीचे म्हटलं. माझी मातृभूमी माझी जननी आहे. माय मदर इज माय मातृभूमी. इतकं प्रेम पाहिजे. आणि मग त्या आईसाठी आईवर कोणीतरी हल्ला केला तुम्ही काय करणार तुम्ही सांगा बरं. Will want to retire to your entire might and force. Similar is the situation now. And the enemy is feeling that they can do anything and India will keep quiet. काय करणार आहे? They will take out a candle march. They will write something in the paper. They will काय म्हणतात त्याला have condolence meetings आणि निषेध करतील व्यक्त. नाही का बसतील. We condemn the violence.
And they know they have enough sympathizers back home in their own home.
In
That's why.
India, no, I tell you, 1 lakh people if you kill them, India will be a better place to stay. इतके इतके घाण भरले ना सगळे आणि ते फक्त पैशासाठी why they are doing it I don't understand. You are staying here, you are eating here, you are enjoying the climate here, you are taking the breathing here in this air, and your thought process is totally different.
They say na घर का भेदी लंका ढाए. Like
yeah. घर में ही प्रॉब्लम है. और इनको आधार कार्ड किसने दिया अभी पूना में दे कॉट हाउ मेनी आई डोंट नो देयर आर इन गुजरात दे कॉट अबाउट 1000 पीपल. उनको आधार कार्ड पैन कार्ड इशू किसने किया? हमारे लोग इन 2-4 रुपए के लिए. So how much to the kid के लिए ना very difficult to bring it out. Especially of this corruption. Everywhere they want money everywhere. But अच्छा you are getting 50,000, 60,000, 80,000 rupees pay you it's okay no. तरी पण अजून जास्ती पाहिजे.
it's like termites, right? When it eats the wood, you can never catch it.
Catch it.
Just destroys, makes
You
it
have
into
to
dust.
absolutely and you have to kill the termite in time. Internally, externally जितकं होईल तेवढं करतं. एक तर मोदी काही करू शकणार नाही. That you are saying in Gurudev's thoughts now. One prime minister, one leader cannot do anything on his own. You have to have the backing of all the people around in the country. सगळ्यांचं तुम्हाला हे पाहिजे मदत पाहिजे तेव्हा तुम्ही काहीतरी करू शकाल. है ना. बाहेर राहणं वाईट नाहीये. इट इज नॉट अ क्राईम टू स्टे आउटसाइड अब्रॉड. But in the heart of hearts, remember that you have to come back here in India. got there for my bread and butter, and that once that is over, I'll come back. But I've seen my own friends there. Hey, India में क्या रखा है? All corporate, all business people. US style is so nice. You are taking green card, you are green card holders. You are going to settle here on. No point in coming to India. But you have become you have gone to IIT. You have become engineers, water doctors, water from the taxpayers' amount. You are born up, brought up here, and you be such ungrateful that you start condemning India. That is bad. Na? हे असं थॉट प्रोसेस जेव्हा तुमच्या आई वडील तुमच्याला सांगाल. And therefore, when you take Balviar now, you try to, Ravi especially, when you take Balviar, try to, create love for the nation in their hearts. सद्गुरुदेव नंतर हे सगळं नंतर आलं, बाकी देवबीव. पण आधी आपल्या देशाबद्दल प्रेम वाटेल ना, तेव्हा बाकी मग लोक काय करतात. प्रेम वाटायला पाहिजे देशाबद्दल, की माझा देश आहे, काय चांगलं आहे, कसं चांगलं आहे तो. यू नो बेटर हाऊ यू कॅन ग्लोरिफाय द नेशन. मल्टीलिंग्वल आहे, मल्टी रिलीजन आहे, वी आर स्टेइंग टुगेदर. आज आपले आर नेशन इज द ओल्डेस्ट नेशन इन द वर्ल्ड. विथ व्हॅल्यूज मोरल एथिकल बोथ. असं केलं तर होईल.
I hope the Bhagavad Gita helps him also to take the good decisions, our leadership.
Nahi, they will take. See, it is
Yeah.
not Modi. I am telling you one thing. This is record, off record, or on record, I don't know. But it is not Modi who is doing it. It is the divine power which is working today. Look, otherwise, who can work for 18 hours, 19 hours continuously? After 25 years, 20 years, 25 years, without a vacation, without a holiday, every day. You think once I go once outside and come back, I am drained out in the seat. He's working out, taking 8 minute meetings is not, उनको jet lag नहीं रहता है, कुछ नहीं रहता है, कुछ नहीं. It is out of the wing. So then we are that way very lucky to have a prime minister like him. And whatever decisions he'll take the appropriate decisions, not emotion and outbursts like us. He'll take it properly. They know what to do. They are much more, saner than us. त्यांना बरोबर माहिती काय करायचं. But we should back them. That's all. Okay, fine. चलो मना श्लोक लेंगे. I wanted to finish this chapter, but Gurudev said next time. So next time. मना श्लोक कोणाचे होते?
सर मेरा 194.
हाँ देगा 190. अरे अर्चना, हाँ अर्चना का आवाज बंद है ना? आवाज बंद है तेरा?
हाँ बोलो सर.
नहीं आवाज बंद है ना? डबल आवाज यार. नहीं अभी नहीं आ रहे.
वसे हृदय देव तो कोण ऐसा, उसे आदरे साधकू प्रश्न ऐसा, देहे टाकिता देव कोठे राहतो, परी मागुता ठाव कोठे पाहतो, जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. So, a devotee now who has been directed towards the direction of God and who has got a certain knowledge about where God is, who is God, and he's got a little bit knowledge about how the body works and how everything around him works. Now he is a little bit more curious to know who is that God who is all pervading. And he is like, okay, what in which part of my body does God live, and what happens to that God when I die? So I hear he is referring to the physical body, not knowing that in us we have the Sthula, Sukshma and Karana. So he thinks that still out of ignorance, he thinks that the God resides in the Sthula Sharira. So he is worried, tomorrow if I die, where will that God go? Where will he move? So he is still connected to God at the BMI level. So now he is a little bit more inquisitive in knowing about God. So that is what this
Very good.
shloka
Perfect.
has said.
Very nice. Very nice. Good. Next verse.
हाँ सर मेरा
हाँ.
वसे हृदयी देव तो जाण ऐसा, नभाचे परी व्यापू जाण तैसा, सदा संचल येतना जात काही, तया विन कोठे रिता ठाव
नाही.
नाही.
जय जय.
वीर समर्थ. Here, Samarth Ramjas is trying to say that know that the God lives in the heart, just like the sky pervades everything. Like the Lord is not a single part; it is सर्वव्यापी. In Marathi, it is said that अरे मना हृदयात वसणारा देव आकाशाप्रमाणे व्यापक असतो.
हो.
तो कुठून येत नाही किंवा कुठे जात नाही. तो सदैव सर्वव्यापी आहे. कोणतीही जागा अशी नाही की जिथे त्याची अस्तित्व नाही. So he is all pervasive and neither does he come or not doesn't go. His presence is like what uh, we see in the Upanishads, omnipresent. So he is omnipresent everywhere and in everything, and its ultimate reality, underlying substance of the universe and the source of all.
See, basic mistake we should do. Sorry, after you finish it.
Maybe that is it. So you continue.
Basic mistake we should do, no? We think that God is in us. It should be vice versa. We are in Lord. ईश्वर आता आपण काय म्हणतो, ईश्वर सर्वव्यापी आहे, त्या या जगतात सगळीकडे भरलेत. जगतात काय भरलेलं नाहीये, त्या जगतामध्ये ईश्वरात जगत आहे. जगतात ईश्वर आहे आणि ईश्वरात जगत आहे, त्याच्यात किती फरक आहे विचार करा ना.
So it is just like that Doha of Kabir Das, where he says that there's a Doha which says that the entire ocean was found in one drop, and this was the first line, and the second line says that that one drop consisted of the entire ocean. This is the Doha of Kabir Das. So the entire God pervading the entire universe, and that one thing in which the entire universe is there found.
आता मराठीत त्याला काय म्हणत माहितीये का, काय करते त्याला, पिंडीचे ब्रह्मांड आणि ब्रह्मांडीचे पिंडी. पिंडीचे ब्रह्मांडी म्हणजे काय, आपल्या आत जे आहे तेच बाहेर आहे, आणि ब्रह्मांडीचे ते बाहेर आहे ते जाते. You take remember this sentence that God is not in me, I am in God. It will make a huge difference to your thought process. आपलं आता म्हणजे आता या हृदयात तिथे देव बसलाय बरं का. It is so impractical, no? All many of you are science learning students or
स्पेसचं उदाहरण सगळ्यात हे.
नाही ऐक ना. See, there are so many cells on the body, 33 million cells, and 7 million trillion cells in the body. All cells are living. Therefore, this body is functioning. If the cells are living, what does that signify? That Lord is in that cell also, no? 7 trillion cells in this body which are living according to science. And आपल्या according to our spirituality, our philosophy, that every living cell has is controlled by the Lord. आपण म्हणतो ना माझ्या हृदयात देव आहे म्हणून ते सगळं शरीर चाललंय. आपण हृदयातच देव नाहीये, सगळ्या शरीरातच देव आहे. मग ते आता आपण ते दुसरं वाक्य म्हटलं की दॅट बॉडी डझंट हॅव गॉड, बट द गॉड इज इन द बॉडी नाहीये, पण इन द लॉर्ड बॉडी इज देअर. ईश्वरामध्ये सर्व शरीर सामावलेलं आहे, सर्व जग आहे. उलट नका विचार करू, मग ते इट बिकम्स लिमिटेड. मग ते सर्वव्यापीपणा तुम्हाला समजणार नाही. बोल चैतन्य, आता माझा झाला विषय.
आकाशाचं उदाहरण सगळ्यात ऍप्ट उदाहरण आहे. आपण घटाकाश म्हणल्यावरती फक्त ते घटापुरतं आकाश असतं का, तर तो जेव्हा घट मोहे होतो तुटतो तेव्हा ते आकाश ऑलरेडी आहे तिथे. हे असंच आहे की देव सगळीकडे आहे आणि आपल्यामध्ये देव असा आहे की घटाकाशामध्ये कसं आकाश आहे तसं आपल्यामध्ये तो देव आहे असं आपण म्हणतो.
तो भरला सगळीकडे, फक्त हृदयात आहे आणि छोटा आहे आणि थोडस दिसणार आहे असं नाही.
आपण देवामध्ये आहोत.
बस एवढं तरी लक्षात आलं तर खूप झालं. आजचा स्टडी खूप झाला सक्सेसफुल.
सर बबलचा एक्झाम्पल पण देता येईल. म्हणजे वारं सगळ्यात दूर आहे आणि ते बबल जे असतं, आपला शरीर हा एक बबलच आहे. म्हणजे तेवढा एक पोर्शन कव्हर केलेला आहे. तो देवच आहे. देव सगळ्या दूरच आहे. पण
हा.
तेवढा बबल कव्हर केला ते आपल्याला दिसतो डोळ्यांनी म्हणून आपल्याला ते बबल वाटतंय. पण देव तर सगळ्या दूर आहे. बबल फुटला तरी देव आहे आणि बबल बनला तरी देव.
म्हणून आमच्या गुरुजांनी काय सांगितलं माहितीये का वैभवी, की नो दॅट की द ट्री, द animals, the fruits, the plants, the world, the river, the sea are all his manifest, म्हणजे that his form in the his manifestation in form of the river. त्याचं स्वरूप आहे ते. कोणी त्याला नदी म्हणतं, कोणी समुद्र म्हणतं, कोणी शरीर म्हणतं, पण तेच आहे, तोच वेगळ्या वेगळ्या ह्याच्याने नटलेला आहे रूपाने. काय म्हटलं ना, जिस देश में तू जिस वेश में तू, ते रूप अनेक तू एकही आहे ना. पुढच्याला घेत होतं भजन, छान आहे ते. कुठल्याही रूपात तू बघा, ईश्वराशिवाय काहीच नाही ना. वेगळ्या वेगळ्या रूपात येतो. कधी मुंगी, कधी जनावर, कधी मुंगी, कधी किडा, कधी काय, कधी काय. हे जर लक्षात आलं ना, खूप विल प्रोग्रेस अ लॉट. आजचे छान होते दोन्ही. नेक्स्ट वन विल टेक नभी वावरे तो अणुरेणू काही. वैभवला नको. निष्कला अँड रमाकांत.
Okay.
Tushar, actually, I am going out tomorrow.
अच्छा,
So
ओके
next week I may not be there. I'm not sure.
ओके. देन निष्कला विल टेक नबी वावरे अँड नवा सारिके. देन विजू विल टेक. वैभव विल ऑल्सो बिझी, सो आय विल नॉट टेल वैभव. विजू विल टेक ना.
ओके सर.
विजू आज पूर्ण ग्रुपमध्ये एक वाक्य पण म्हटलं नाही तू, बोलली नाही. हा ग, चिडली का?
नाही सर, ऐकत होते.
ऐकत होती.
पहिल्यांदा तसं झालंय की बोलली नाही बिजू.
हो ना, तिचं आज मौन व्रत आहे.
नाही, थोडस हे कफ चालू आहे म्हणून.
हो सर, शेवटच्या शनिवारी मौन असते. दिव्या टेक प्लेस. ओके.
ओके सर.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.
We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is the devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
Arey, before I forget, those
Hari Om.
who are in Pune, please come tomorrow at 5 o'clock to Chinmay Vihar. Who are there? Ravi, Divya, Archana, निष्कला नाही, चैताली, रमाकांत, बस तुषार. एवढे तरी आमच्या पुण्यात येते. कम टुमॉरो at 5 o'clock for a chick ceremony. We are having a meeting there to decide something because there are lots of things to be told. Okay, please make it a point.
Tomorrow I am actually going around 11:30 out.
Oh, okay, forget. If you are not there, then it's okay. Not there. But best to those who are there.
Okay, sir.
Okay.